We definitely see it as a part of an entire system. In general, when you look at the entire application development lifecycle, and you include things including QA and testing into the cycle, then definitely synthetic monitoring is one part of it. When you just look at the scope of monitoring production systems, and even then, probably what in a large enough system, what you want to do is combine both synthetic and real user monitoring. You have to be so each approach has its advantages and disadvantages, like everything else, and usually combining them will allow you to gain the most benefit. But you have to have good methodologies and not just have a bunch of systems running. These systems tend to generate huge amounts of data, so you need to have a very clear methodology of how to use them with each other.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely part of the mix. I think it's an important part. Like if we look at server-side monitoring, you need that in order to understand what the code is doing. If we look at client-side monitoring, then real user monitoring obviously has a great value in seeing what your users are actually doing in the site and how they're using it. It's tough, by the way, to understand that just because of the amounts of data. So this just tracking users is not enough. But let's say you have a very sophisticated, good methodology, sophisticated system, you're able to see what users are doing and what they're experiencing. Again, it's very tough. It rarely happens. And then synthetic monitoring is good in releasing new features. So users are not using them immediately, but you can track these features before users get there. They're proactive. It is able to trend, which is something that sometimes can be hard with real user monitoring. Again, you're captive. You only get data that your users are actually generating for you. And then combining everything will give you a full picture of how your website is doing, if it's a website or application, how users are using it and what issues they're encountering, and what the server side looks like in case an issue is on the server side. And I think another very advantage of synthetic monitoring is a full picture of everything. But yeah, it's definitely part of a mix. I think it's incomplete without the other parts, and I think the other parts are incomplete without it. So you're always in the you'll always be missing something if one of the